Hey guys, and welcome to episode 118 of the Upper Late Podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
Didn't realize we were doing costumes.
Yeah, man. No? It's our Halloween special. Also joining us is Tyler Switolski. And Adam Praney.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ooh, scary.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Halloween.
Oh,
So
no.
much saliva.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh,
What do you
no.
mean, man?
You guys like my new hair?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh shit.
Oh, I do have a costume. I'm going as a guy who doesn't have crippling debt.
Oh!
Ah.
Let's run down some of the topics we're going to discuss on this week's episode. As usual, we're going to discuss the last film we watched this week. But this week, because of Halloween, we're going to be talking about a scary movie, Halloween-related
Halloween?
film.
Can we take those things out of your mouth, please?
No, this is so worth it.
We got a couple news topics as well. We got a bunch of trailers, really. We got new Black Panther trailer to talk about. We got I, Tonya, starring Margot Robbie. We got 12 Strong, starring Chris Hemsworth and Michael Shannon.
Shaman.
Oh.
And we got I Love You, Daddy.
Oh.
A little film directed by Louis C.K., also starring Louis C.K., among others. And we got Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, a little documentary about the behind the scenes on Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon.
Andy
You
Kaufman.
got it.
Biopic.
Starring Jim Carrey, who went full method on that one.
Probably the most method.
Yeah, so we're going to get to those later in our news section as well. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below in the comment section. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That out of the way.
Yeah.
Tim,
Yes.
what's your Halloween last scene?
I watched the most Halloween movie,
Holy
Shit, you watched Halloween.
Is it Halloween?
Halloween.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
Nice.
I'd never seen it. 1978, written by Deborah Hill and John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Directed by John Carpenter. Most importantly, composed by John Carpenter.
That
Famous
score,
Halloween score,
though. That score, though.
John Carpenter. Starring Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis and Jamie Lee Curtis.
He's an animal. I shot him 6 times. It's Dr. Loomis.
Oh,
Oh,
I feel like that's the remake version of
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis' first film
Crazy.
ever. Yes,
Crazy.
She had done some TV work beforehand.
Wow.
15 years after murdering his sister on Halloween, Michael Myers escapes from a mental hospital and returns to his hometown, where he stalks 3 girls. Todd?
What'd you think?
What'd you think?
Come on, buddy.
I liked Halloween.
I like it as well.
Yeah.
Just
It's
like?
very slow, but it is still pretty good. There is the movie's about an hour and a half. Mike Myers kills someone about an hour and 10
Michael
minutes.
Myers.
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Kills
Can't say
someone.
Mike Myers.
Kills someone about an hour and 10 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
That's how long the build up is to him actually
Amazing.
doing
It is a decent build-up, though.
It is. There's a lot of
Yeah.
scenes where Jamie Lee Curtis is walking down the street and you just see this car drive past and you're like, oh fuck, that's Michael Myers. Is he going to do something now? Ugh. Or she'll see him standing behind a hedge and then
ratchets up
she'll
the tension.
run around the hedge and he's just gone.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stories about the actual filming of it. The mask is a James T. Kirk mask. They just painted it white.
Really?
Yeah, it's the cheapest mask they could find. It was a James T. Kirk
I knew that.
mask, and they painted it white,
I
and
didn't realize that.
that's why it looks like Captain Kirk.
Those teeth, man.
They're so gross.
It's so
Um, Scott, you
Disgusting.
saw Blowout, obviously. I did. Did you see Blowout yet? John Travolta movie?
No.
I see
No.
where the opening scene comes from, because the opening scene is POV single take of the murderer creeping into the college campus.
Yeah.
Same thing with Halloween. It
Yeah.
opens with POV of weird POV because it's I had adult height, but then it's revealed to be a kid, so that was kind of weird. But it's POV of the killer stalking around a house, and there's kids inside fooling around, having some fun, and then he sneaks inside, and it's all single take, which was pretty cool and pretty impressive.
Blowout was a bit of an homage to that.
Yeah, definitely
Without a
homage. It was
doubt.
a few years after Halloween came out. This movie was huge when it did come out. Crushed. I think his budget was $4 million or something like that. It was very low. Might have been lower. Made a ton of money. But yeah, I thought it did drag a little bit, for sure. And I don't love all the characters. The acting is not the best from like the kids. But like it's a 1978's like B movie, so like what can you expect? But John Carpenter like directs the hell out of it. Donald Pleasance is really good for the brief amounts he's in. He's filmed his stuff over 5 days. The movie shot in like 20 days or something. It was like shot insanely quick.
That's pretty quick.
And the deaths are pretty decent, I guess. They're fine.
We're a bit spoiled now with like the Saw
that's
movies.
the thing. It's not overly like horror movies never really like scare me, so I wasn't like scared ever while watching this. It was just kind of like just seeing the like original like slasher movie was pretty.
That's why these
pretty good.
That's why these deaths never bothered me, or like that they didn't. It didn't bug me that they didn't bother me because these are like the original ones.
You're like so
Look at you, dude.
Can you just take
look in the mirror,
seriously?
dude?
You guys look ridiculous right now. But there's as you watch like later on like the other Halloween
Can't even
movies.
look at you.
And the other Halloween movies, like you watch them and like there's like some certain there's certain deaths where it's like, okay, we've seen that before, but like this is like the first time.
Yeah, that's why. Like,
so it was, like,
there's
really
one death
cool.
where like someone's like stabbed and he ends up like pinning him to like a door, and he just like he like, picks a person up, stabs him, and then like lets go and
leaves him.
The person's just like hanging there from like thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, that's probably one of the
cool.
first times that was done.
Cool.
Savage,
Not bad,
that was good.
And then I think that's about it.
Have you guys seen Halloween?
Oh yeah.
No.
You really?
Oh.
Interesting.
I haven't seen.
They're going out?
Yeah, this is over.
No!
Ooh, sorry about that, ladies. Yeah, I haven't seen any classic horror movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Seen them all.
Don't care about horror
Seen
movies.
them.
Sorry.
Shit.
They're usually not very good.
Ooh.
This one was pretty good because I like John Carpenter.
It's like fun, you know? It's like
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
They're not winning any awards.
I want to see all the original ones, like the
feel like I
part
should.
ones.
Yeah. Apparently part 2 is not bad of this one. It picks up like immediately afterwards, like literally immediately.
It's actually like a direct continuation.
Yeah, it's a direct sequel.
Yeah.
And then number 3 does not feature Michael Myers at all.
No.
It's like this weird like
It's weird.
like
Bizarre.
some other one. And then number 4 is like Return of Michael Myers, and then there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
With those classic horror movies, I've seen the original movies, and then I just watched the like YouTube compilation of like the deaths.
Yeah, I've seen most of the deaths from the movies.
In the sequels.
Yeah.
Like I haven't sat down and watched the sequels to all these. There's so many.
Oh yeah.
So like
I don't want to. Like, I want to see the first ones. I don't want to see the sequels.
Right.
They just seem terrible.
that's kind of what I did. What are you hitting it with, huh? Or oh fuck.
Thank you for that.
We look so
I
similar.
can't recognize it.
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
hit
tie
it
to
with
start.
a
I got confused. I'm sorry. Apologies.
teetering between a heavy 3 and a light 4. Heavy 3 seems kind of savage, but
Hey,
heavy 3,
to each
I
their
think
own.
No, it's still
Put
good.
yourself in 1978.
5
Right.
would blow my mind.
It would be a 5 at the
So-
time.
Yeah, but it's a heavy 3, I think.
Right.
No, it's still good.
Definitely some pacing issues.
Sure. Tim, what do you got for us?
I'm up.
Can you see?
I have to
Got
do it
it.
like directly in front of my face. I have like zero
Why are you
peripheral vision.
why are you taking a photo of the camera setup?
I'm not. Hold on.
Do you have another
Do
mouse?
you want me to read it
Put
for
on
you?
the
No,
other
I got
mouse.
it.
Okay.
I can do it. A mysterious device designed to provide its owner with eternal life resurfaces after 400 years, leaving a trail of destruction in its path. Any of you? Scott, you know. Don't say anything.
The Guillermo del Toro movie that he lent you.
The third in the Criterion box,
Yes.
1993's Chronos.
This is a horror movie.
It is a horror. Well, it's
Ish?
ish. That's why I was like,
Oh, it's got some horror
it's got
elements.
some. Oh, so it's. I was kind of like, is this gonna be a horror? I feel like it would be allowed.
Yeah.
Like Del Toro.
Yeah. His
He's
stuff is always kind of...
I thought you would have watched
Supernatural.
Eyes Wide Shut.
What's that?
I thought you would have watched Eyes Wide Shut or something.
Good too.
That would be a good tie-in.
I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good to do. I didn't think about that. Well,
Or like Lion King or something.
yeah, something
Cats.
like that.
Aristocats.
I love Aristocats.
So I watched it.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was a lot like there were certain things that happened in the movie where I was watching it and I was just like, this seems I just poked myself in the eye.
Pull it together, man, for the viewers.
Snap out of it.
It was not great. I did not enjoy it.
No.
Oh shit! Wow.
I did not. It seems.
Guillermo.
You liked it, right?
I liked it.
You liked it?
It wasn't his best.
It wasn't his best.
I like Devil's Backbone better.
Yes.
If you're gonna compare those earlier movies,
because this is, I think I read this was his first. This is his debut feature film.
Holy shit, eh?
I have to recheck that because more often than not I'm wrong.
It's early because what did you say? 93.
93.
It's Halloween. We're feeling good. Everyone's
93.
Out.
Sure.
Look at this, man.
Now this is like the actor is the same guy as in the Devil's Backbone, right? It was the old guy.
Yeah.
Jesus Gris.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Jesus
Gris. Which I'm not sure if it's an actual thing or not because I didn't dive into it because I don't prepare for these things. But Jesus Gris, his last name is Spanish.
Correct.
For gray. I'm thinking some sort of direct correlation between.
Gris is
French for gray.
French for gray. Nice try.
What's Spanish for gray?
I don't know.
We'll look into it and get back to you.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe some sort of a Dorian Gray tie-in. I don't know. No, nothing there.
What's this movie about again?
Wrong.
Yeah, you told me nothing about this movie.
Yeah,
I told you guys about this
Oh,
movie.
yes, you did.
Movie.
Yeah.
Some sort of device.
Because like it kind of
Sorry,
they explained the device kind of like filters out kind of it kind of takes like the brunt of like your life or like the poisons in your life and stuff like that. Like it kind of like makes your life prolongs your life. So they can like perhaps has something to do like there's like a very loose. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
You're very trustworthy. So,
but I don't know. Just thinking about this film, it seemed like it was just. It seemed like just weak. I'm not sure what it was about it, but like the story was okay, but it seemed like it was going like it was jumping all over the place. Like it seemed like there was a lot going on.
You're missing someone that has a big part in this movie. That
Ron Perlman
yes
is in this, by the way.
It's a Spanish movie that he's in.
My boy.
Does he speak Spanish?
He does speak Spanish.
No,
he does.
He plays an American though.
Yeah, he plays
right?
an American.
That is
Oh,
scary.
Yeah, he does not try an
In
accent,
Spain.
which I was actually kind of let down. I saw Ron Perlman come up on the screen. I was like, yes, yes,
Spanish
and then
homeboy?
So like that's the genesis of their like working relationship.
Yeah,
this,
that's
this movie.
yeah,
covers.
the beginning
Interesting.
right there. But it just seemed to jump all over the place for me. Like it was hard to kind of. It seemed like everything they were doing is just like they were following this storyline, and then like something extreme happens, then like another extreme happens. Like it just seemed like it was too much, but not enough at the same time. Like they were diving into these extreme things, but it wasn't like committing to it in a way.
So much extreme.
Yeah, there was a lot of extreme in it.
It's like a gothic like horror like story.
Yeah,
Like you can almost I can almost guarantee it's like adapted from like a short story or something.
yeah. Like
It's got a very like gothic premise.
yeah, like the entire feel of it.
Like man finds device that prolongs his life, and he sort of goes down this path, and there's like treasure hunters that are searching for it that he's like competing with.
Yeah,
Ron Perlman, and some other characters have like other motives for the device.
yeah. So again, it's hard to really
But,
say a lot about this because there's a lot that happens in it. Like especially like probably about
near the end.
towards the end it just gets insane.
It's wild.
Like and that's another thing. Like in the end, like it goes like this whole other direction that I was not expecting it to go in, and I was like, this is crazy.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. So I don't
But
know.
you weren't in. You were
in.
not in.
Yeah.
Did you watch this at like 4 a.m. or what?
No. It was like
Right.
10, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Nothing too late. It was just not. It was just.
Interesting.
It was just. I don't know. It just
Not
it didn't
too
grab me.
spooky.
I've seen a few of his movies, and I was like a few now, and like I've watched them. Like I'm not impressed by this. I've seen what he does.
Did you like
and-
Pan's Labyrinth?
I
I
did.
can't remember. You liked it.
Yeah, I like
love
Pan's
it.
Labyrinth. I liked the Devil's Backbone. I really liked that one. But then this, I don't know. I just fell flat for me.
Shit.
Yeah, it just
That's
seemed like it's
fucking
not
savage,
not
dude.
his best work.
What would you hit it with?
What would I hit it with?
Snow Pacific Rim.
I'd hit it with something. I would.
You're not a cat, dude. You
I
can't
would
just
hit
do
it
that.
with. This is gonna be. I'm gonna hit it with a
2?
heavy 2.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mediocre.
Yeah, maybe even
Mediocre.
like upon rewatching, I'd probably have to give it maybe even like just a regular 2. I'm doing that. Just a
Upon
2.
rewatch?
Just a 2,
What do you
wow.
mean? You would? How would you know?
Don't
I'd have to rewatch.
Oh, you'd have to rewatch.
I'd have to rewatch.
You always say that, and you never actually rewatch.
It's got to say a lot of
Maybe a
things.
couple
Well-
years down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe if that guy's in it,
Who
he
knows?
watches it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's about it.
I had this with a 2.
JD.
This is a 2.
It's a 2.
This
Shit.
is a 2.
A touche.
Wow. Adam, what do you got for us this week?
Talk about dire rewatch. Let me just find this here.
What was your Halloween-related movie? Your horror
A
film?
horror classic that I have never seen. There could literally be any of them.
Which is weird because your girlfriend is like the biggest horror maniac in the world.
Insane. 1974.
Oh, an oldie.
Texas? Did you go to Texas?
2 siblings visit their grandfather's grave in Texas, along with 3 of their friends, and are attacked by a family of cannibalistic psychopaths.
Mmm.
That's right, folks. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
All right.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Directed by Toby Hooper. Written by
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Toby. Written by Kim Henkel and Toby Hooper. Starring no one I've ever heard of. Marilyn Burns. Gunnar Hansen, obviously as Leatherface. Stole the show, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Who here has seen this movie? Show of hands, please. Tim.
Again, don't care about horror. I've heard this is good though. I've heard this is good.
I like this movie.
I've heard it's very good. Tyler, I remember you not liking it.
No?
Very tense second half.
Not Leatherface. Not 2017's Leatherface.
Yeah, not that.
This is
Not
the
that.
original.
I know, but I remember. I thought you didn't like this.
No, this one I didn't. This one I liked.
Okay.
It was. I think it was one of the other
But
ones.
Adam,
Yeah.
Voted Entertainment Weekly's second scariest movie of all time. Behind
Behind.
The Exorcist.
Of course.
Shit.
neither one is scary. Okay.
Also voted Savage. Also voted 6th best cult film by Entertainment Weekly of all time.
Interesting.
I
Big
thought
Lebowski better be up there.
Oof, I'm sure it's number 1.
Number 1 is Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
for sure.
True.
Let's be
Also,
honest.
Blade Runner's up there.
Is that a cult? Really?
This movie terrified me.
Wow.
Very disturbing.
Mm.
I thought it was. It's hard to say I loved it because it's so fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like saying you love
you
American
loved it,
Mystery
though.
X.
Yeah. I kind of loved it though.
That's fucked.
It grew on me as it went on. Like it opens with, you know, well, the first thing you see is a mutilated corpse,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
strung up on a tombstone. But past that, it gets to like the teenagers riding in the van. You know, classic horror opening.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be a tough watch." Like
Yeah.
bad ADR and just very like, I don't know, just a rough look, right? It was made in the 70s, obviously, and it was
Low
like
budget.
an indie movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you can really see the budget on screen. And then they pick up this hitchhiker, and from there, it was fucked. He
He
is,
stole the show. I liked him.
yeah, goofy yet
Menacing.
menacing, like
Creepy.
a true psycho. You don't know what he's gonna do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In this opening scene, and he just basically terrorizes these kids. It's terrifying.
No.
Were you gonna say something?
Nope.
Nope. Just getting hot on this mask.
It's not a mask, dude. That's your face.
Leatherface. I like your tie-in. Smart. I thought immediately though the cinematography was interesting. Like the camera's always moving, right? It's always like slowly panning. Like they step out of the van and it's like a panning side swinging shot, and they pull up to the gas station. Again, side like slowly panning, like makes like they're being watched kind of thing from a distance. Very scary. Speaking of scary, did you guys hear that ghost vibration? Oh, it wasn't my phone. Yeah. It was definitely interesting, like, the way they filmed it, and it helped for that, like, growing sense of tension, because I prefer what they did back then with horror movies. Like you were saying with Halloween, the first kill is until an hour in, you said?
Hour and 10
Or so?
minutes. Yeah.
Hour and 10?
Which I was fine with.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it could have been paced a little bit better leading up
Okay.
to it. Like
That's a
Yeah,
really long time.
it was a very long time. Like
This is an hour and a half.
Like 45 would be good.
Yeah.
Minutes in.
This was
Okay.
like around 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Scott, I don't know if you recall.
I don't remember the exact minute.
It was a while. It kind of like lulled me into like a comfort.
Yeah, you're like, oh, nothing bad's gonna
And
happen.
then
Yeah.
shit hits the
Movie's
fan.
fine.
Terrifying. That's where the movie really like took it up a notch for me when one of the characters finds this old abandoned house and he just walks through the front door and he's like, is anyone in here? Hello?
Hello?
And he just hears like kind of screaming and mumbling in the background and you just have no idea what, like it's literally just a house and you just see that empty doorway and then out of nowhere Leatherface
Boom.
appears and
I gotta
it's
say,
fucking terrifying.
the one thing that I love about those movies is that like the killer actually acts like a killer. It's not like
Yeah.
in
He's not a
Jason
monster
or
creature.
Freddy or Michael Myers. Like they don't just like turn around a corner and they're just fucking there with a knife. Like
Yeah.
this guy actually has a chainsaw and he fucking runs after his victim. Like he is barreling with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And like it's actually terrifying. You see him just like running.
It's not
with
like
this.
supernatural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's realistic, and I love that about those movies.
I put in my notes the casualness with which he kills the first guy is fucking.
Yeah,
So you don't hear any score until this scene. Throughout the entire movie, it's just completely silent, and there's no big build up. It's not a jump scare. It's not like the slow creeping of him walking in the house and then like bing. He literally just walks in the house, silent, and he's like, "Hello, hello." Well, there's no one here. And then Leatherface swings open this like metal slide door, and he's just there with a massive mallet, and just clubs him over the head, and he goes down, and then he just drags him off camera,
Yeah.
and then it
Savage.
cuts to like one of the other teenagers, and I'm just like, "What the
Fuck just
fuck?"
happened. Yeah.
Like there was no like, "Bing!"
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I feel like I've been brainwashed to expect.
Yeah, you're used to like a big burst of like strings.
Yes.
yeah.
N- nothing. Just the.
Savage.
After he dies, you just hear the score. Funny thing about the score, I looked this up. Terrifying. There's no music or instruments. It's entirely composed of cow slaughterhouse sound effects. It's like drilling and like empty metal barrels bellowing and like just like cold metal sounds. Essentially, yeah. Because throughout the movie, there's this like sort of metaphor. One of the main teenagers at the beginning is telling them they're bored in the van. He wants to pass the time. He's telling them, "You guys know how they do it in the slaughterhouse? They like mallet. They used to mallet the cows to death, and you know one hit wouldn't be enough. They'd have to give them 2 or 3." And the girls are like, "Ew, stop! Like you're scaring me." And then, of course, the first guy when he meets Leatherface
Gets the
gets
mallet.
malleted, and his house is quite the slaughterhouse. So I thought that was quite the touch.
I remember the last half of this movie is just like a giant chase scene.
Oh, I was just gonna say the last half an hour is pure chaos. It's insane. Like I feel
crazy.
like the main person. It's just you're on a ride.
Yeah.
Like this amazing chase through this crazy like twig thicket, and she's like running for her life. Actually, I read about it after. She's actually getting real cuts all over her. Like they didn't have to use that much fake blood. She was just literally. They're like, "Yeah, book it, run for your life." Like Toby Hooper apparently tortured the cast of this movie. They like despised him, and that's where Leatherface is like chainsawing through the thicket. It's insane. And then what happens to her after when she gets taken back to the house and meets the family? It is just a ride through hell.
Yeah.
It blew my mind, really. Yeah, I'd probably give it the old heavy 4. Heavy 4.
The old heavy 4, if you
The
will.
old
Really?
heavy Texas Chainsaw
Shit.
4.
I'm
Not
in.
a 5. You'll like it.
You sold it to me.
Oh, and when she's running through this thicket, the blue, it's all blue, like moonlight.
Yeah.
Just amazing, like lighting. Just, it's
Nice.
terrifying. And Leatherface tries on a couple different Leatherfaces in this.
Yeah.
Like he dresses up for dinner
Mr. Dress Up.
with
Skin.
a disgusting, like like skin face with like makeup on, lipstick, and like eyeshadow, and like a big like female wig, and he's like this giant burly man, and he's just like watching her eat and like playing. Oh, it's terrifying. Yeah.
There's this one old guy in this series. I'm trying to remember who he was. He
The
plays
dad?
like he might have been the dad, but like he's pretty much like in almost all the movies, like all
Really?
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I'm trying to remember who he was in them because like he was like that's like his claim to fame is being like in those movies, and he's just
Sure
like
he wasn't in the remakes.
it might have been the remakes. I'm
Oh,
thinking of.
you're definitely thinking.
Definitely thinking of the remakes.
R.E. Ermey's in the remakes.
What's his name?
R.E. Ermey.
Or Lee Ermey.
R.Lee Ermey. He's in one of the movies. I don't know if he's in the sequels.
Because he's in a whole bunch of them. That's kind of like his kind of claim to fame. It's just that. He's like, I just remember like seeing the movie, like watching him in the movies, and they're just like he perfectly fit that family. It was just I thought he was just really rude, and I don't know if he was in that one or not. I couldn't remember.
Well, I'm gonna jump in.
I'm
Yeah, man.
scared right now.
Scotty,
With
what'd
my
you see?
last scene.
What do you got? Lay it on us.
Little Toby Hooper film.
What the fuck? Poltergeist?
Yes. I like Poltergeist.
You've never seen it?
Never seen Poltergeist.
Me neither.
No.
Shocker,
Allegedly ghost directed by
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Recently confirmed by the cinematographer
Really?
of the movie.
Really?
Executive produced. It's like his name is on like every like third line in the credits. It's like Spielberg. I'm like, okay.
Good old
And
Toad.
Kathleen Kennedy, interestingly enough, was an executive producer on
Really?
it.
No way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Great IMDb synopsis. A family's home is haunted by a host of ghosts.
This
That's
is
it.
One of
That is
2
an
million
excellent
movies.
synopsis.
Okay.
Starring Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson. All the money in the world. Craig T.
Yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Who's
And,
that? Is that Coach from Coach?
Coach for Coach, yeah.
Is that the coach from Blades of Glory?
Also, Joe Beth Williams. They play the mother, father, and there's a bunch of kid actors in it as well that play the kids.
R.I.P. Toby Hooper.
Yeah, Poltergeist, 1982. So it was a couple years after, 8 years after
Quite a while. Damn.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But Poltergeist is fine.
Fine.
It's pretty
classic.
fun. It's pretty fun. Honestly,
I haven't seen it.
it literally
Why?
plays more like a comedy than a horror movie to me.
Don't say that.
Well,
Like-
maybe it's just like
It's a
the
Spielberg
now,
touch.
right? Like it's just is it just the now kind of thing? Like you're seeing it now, so it's kind of.
Excuse me.
I have my glasses in there.
Put your skeleton back in your pocket.
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Christ, man. Have some respect.
like literally there's a scene where the young daughter is sort of like taken by the like ghost basically and like taken
Liam
into like
Neeson.
Say
the
Liam Neeson.
um,
I feel a crossover coming on.
and like not like possessed but like taken into like this
Yeah.
like spirit world thing basically, right?
I've heard.
And they get
Seen him, yeah.
these like what's the word, like supernatural detective people, what are they called,
Ghost hunters.
like ghost hunter people basically, to come in and help them with their situation. And they're sort of setting it up like the guy's like, yeah, I once filmed this this toy car like move across the ground, time lapse over like 7 hours it took. And they're like, oh yeah, that's, you saw that, eh? That was like a ghost, eh? And then they like open the door to like the room where it's like happening. There's like the bed's like spinning and like
Oh,
the shit's like flying around in the room. And,
Really?
like, stuff's like flying at them. They're like, "Wow!" And like, I laughed.
Yeah,
like
that's funny.
it's like funny. It's not like
Don't say that.
it's not like Texas Chainsaw where you're like literally horrified.
I watched in my room, all the lights off, and it was literally just.
Why
like,
would you do that?
I watched this with my lights off in my room too, but I legit laughed. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. That was probably the funniest moment in the movie. It's sort of these movies I find are hard to sort of review because like, especially like this movie because like we've seen it so much now these days. It's like been copied and the formula's been done a million times. Like, you know, all the Conjuring movies and all the other like Amityville and all these other horror movies.
Yeah, that's kind of why I couldn't like Five Bang Texas Chainsaw, because it is predictable a little bit.
But it's the OG though.
It's hard.
Texas Chainsaw's a little different.
I
Like,
think you gotta like put yourself in that time. and really just be like, it's unfair to say like, oh, I've seen it before because you hadn't seen it before.
But these old movies, even though we understand the formula now, like they can still have good tension and great moments and fucked up shit.
You ever seen a man get malleted over the head?
No.
Like a cow?
How's the first?
Fuck me up.
Like, I don't know, with Poltergeist, like it seems a bit dated, like with like the like effects.
Oof.
And
stop motion.
like it when you sort of there's sort of a certain twist sort of near the end. And once I kind of had this, I kind of thought about it earlier in the movie, and they sort of confirmed it. And once you sort of realize the sort of premise, I'm like, okay, I see how this movie like came to be, like what the like the idea was. And once you think of it in those terms, it's like, okay, it's pretty like straightforward. So it's like that actual premise is a little bit different than what you see, like because they explain in the movie like there's a difference between like a haunting and a poltergeist. Like a haunting could like haunt a house for like years, but a poltergeist is like could be like a short term thing that just like fucks up your house and like
Just fucks
throws
up.
shit around,
And bounces.
yeah,
Peace.
and then moves on. So
I
like
prefer that, I guess.
They're dicks of the ghost world.
so like it's a little bit different in that sense
Frat
than like
boys of the ghost world. You know.
those other like
Mr. Shit.
haunting movies where like a ghost is like haunting a specific location for like years.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is.
The librarian. What?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. But yeah, like the effects are so hit and miss for me. But I did like the score and certain parts when sort of shit hits the fan, it gets a little bit wacky. When there's sort of I did like the effect of like the actual like spirit world is like all these like just like bright lights, and like there's a scene where like someone like pulls up in front of the house, and the house like you see all, in all the windows the lights are just like fucking going crazy, and you're like, that's not good. That can't be good.
No, I'm not going in there.
Hell no. So like, and again, it's like I'm laughing. Like there was honestly more funny moments. I wasn't scared by anything.
Really?
I'm like Tim. Like I these movies don't scare me per se.
I was terrified by this movie.
Some movies
Yeah,
are like
I'm scared
unnerving.
easily.
They're like like creepy or like weird.
Yeah.
But these movies that are like this type of movie, it's just not scary to me. I think it must be the Spielberg touch.
Yeah.
Like
the
it's a little bit
family,
PG.
like-
It's a little bit PG.
That's what I've always heard about it. It's like family. Has the Spielberg vibe, you know? Like the
For
kid,
sure.
family adventure,
like E.T. but like
It's a kid family haunting.
Poltergeist,
but ghost.
but
Yeah.
with a ghost.
I'm in. Holy shit. Preemptive 5?
The beginning, I think the beginning was sort of the strongest part of this movie, because like those other movies you guys are talking about, like it builds the tension. You're like, okay, when is it gonna like hit the fan?
Yeah.
And I like the setup with like the classic image of like the little the daughter like talking to the TV, like
Terrifying.
that was
They're
creepy.
coming.
Yeah,
That's terrifying.
yeah, like
to me, I haven't seen it, but the idea of that.
the beginning was, I think, the best part for me. Like those sequences, and
Did that scare you?
no, but that was probably the best like moments, and it could have gone down a route. Like if I was gonna say if Tobe Hooper directed it, because he did.
Oh,
If Spielberg didn't executive produce it,
R.I.P.
if if it was able to go down like the R route and to go like dark,
yeah.
Yeah.
it could have got dark, but instead it was a bit more like
If Spielberg did
a family
course
thing.
correct.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Which probably helped the box office. Like I'm sure this movie did well in the box office.
Probably.
I feel like it did.
But yeah, I'm gonna hit this with a 3 out of 5.
I was going to say quickly.
Low.
Ty,
Mm.
I assume you've seen the Sam Rockwell remake of this.
This is
They
basically
remade it
a
in
Sam
2015.
Rockwell remake of this?
Guess what you're last seeing next week?
Guess I'm going to watch right now.
Perfect timing. Guess I'm gonna watch right after the Halloween episode.
As you decided to
Interestingly
tell me
enough-
this later on, earlier,
Like I heard the remake wasn't good at all.
No, apparently it's terrible.
Yeah, I heard
I'm
Which
probably
is
gonna love it.
interesting
Not good.
because I didn't love the first one anyways, so it's like, how could they screw that up?
Who did Sam Rockwell play in it?
The
The
father.
father.
Oh god, it's gonna be amazing.
I heard he's the best
Yeah,
part
right,
though.
dude.
I'm so.
He's always the
excited.
best part.
He's always the best
He's the best
part.
part of everything.
Let's move on. We talked about our Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Well,
We're excited. That's it. No, we got some news topics. We got a couple trailers. Let's start off with the big one this week. We got Black Panther.
Black Spider.
Dropped another. Ty, let's start with you. Since you're wearing a cat mask,
White kid.
what do you think of the Black Panther, the new Black Panther trailer?
I think. I liked it.
Mm.
I liked it a lot. It's kind of cool. It looks. For some reason, I'm getting a very like strong Iron Man vibe. I can't quite put my finger on why. But I think it might be all the technology that's in it or something along those lines. But it's like there's a lot. It seems like a very Iron Man strong. I don't know why.
Interesting.
I can say why.
Why?
Because he's fighting a guy that's also in a similar suit, which is what Iron Man movies are.
And all the MCU movies are very similar.
They fight a bad version of themselves.
A mirror image.
Shadow version, if you will.
Yes.
Shadow Panther.
The classic N64
Amazing.
formula.
But yeah, this is like it's got like a very like almost like kind of Guardians of the Galaxy vibe too, like the
The ships and
visuals.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, very Guardians-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited though. Like,
You're hyped.
yeah, I'm
You're
very-
in.
yeah. Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
How could I not be?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks good, but then there's one sort of part of me that's sort of a little bit like nervous. I don't know.
Nervous.
I don't know what.
I'm a little
Michael B.
nervous.
Jordan doesn't look great, which I'm worried
He
about
said
because I
it.
love him.
He said
Really?
it.
Yeah.
I like him.
There's
He
that
doesn't
one
look
line
great.
where he's like,
Looks
"Oh,
bad
bring down the
also.
world" or something. I'm like, you don't sound like a villain.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
I'm
A little bit
nervous
nervous.
that, and maybe this brings it more to light about
Yeah.
his character, how he is like Gold Leopard or something,
Yeah.
and then Black Panther, like how they're like wearing the same suit and everything. I'm like, how many times have we seen this in a Marvel movie? Like, I don't know. Like, I am just praying that
Iron Man 1 through 3. So
I know, but like, I'm just hoping that he's a bit more. He has a bit more character, like
Yeah,
than these
something,
other like
yeah.
one-dimensional villains that
Yeah.
we have. And I'm a little bit wary of like how much CG like is in this, like all the city stuff. Like I don't know, it just looks a little bit glossy
very
to me.
CG heavy.
Yeah.
Like it looks a little bit like 300 Rise of an Empire,
Oof.
like just or like
That was a tough comparison. Scott.
Plus the battles,
Yeah, that's
the fight scenes look very
Ouch.
CG,
Very video game.
which is weird because like Black Panther
I
is
wanna
one of
love
my
it.
favorite parts of Civil War. Like I thought his character was really cool, and then like his as T'Challa.
T'Challa, yeah.
T'Challa. I thought like that persona was really cool, and then his Black Panther stuff was really cool too. So I was like, oh, I can't wait for this movie. But obviously, they don't have the same budget as Civil War does because the CGI looks quite a bit weaker, and seems like most of the action scenes are CGI. So I'm a little bit worried about that.
I don't know.
Just a little bit, but I do like the vibe of the movie. Seems cool. I think he's great.
Like those
as well,
things.
So I'm excited for that.
Those things aside,
Yeah.
I don't know. It still looks cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous
You're
with these
hesitant.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Adam?
I think it looks good, obviously,
But
but I am wary of the same things. I think Michael B. Jordan, something about that. You're right. That line was a little cringe.
Yeah.
And like his hair and stuff. I'm like, I don't know
Sure.
about you.
Yeah. Like
I love Michael B. Jordan.
it's Chadwick, right? Chadwick.
Outside
Chadwick Boseman, yeah.
He clearly can kick Michael B. Jordan's ass. Just
You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from like looking.
Creed.
Yeah.
Zaz?
Which is weird because he's so good in Creed.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, I don't buy him as a villain. It's
Jack.
weird.
it is weird.
I don't know. He looks sinister to me. Like something about him. Like he just
He's
like
too baby faced. I find. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's just something off about him. Like you're not intimidating at all.
Okay.
There was like a shot
But-
of him like with like a denim jacket and like
Glasses
and
and
I'm like,
Yeah.
like,
that's not a villain.
Wait a
That looks like a
minute.
hipster.
Hipster.
well, how villain? Like, well, is he the main villain or is Claw the main villain? We saw a bit of him.
He's the
in
main villain.
We saw a bit of him in The
I think
trailer
there's
as well.
not enough Andy Serkis in
Oh
this
no, we
movie.
definitely needed more Andy Serkis for sure.
Yeah.
There's always never enough Andy Serkis
Yeah.
in any movie.
Yeah.
I didn't like the climax of the trailer, just all that CG car flipping and like him running up walls. I'm like, I wanted,
They're fighting next to the weird like monorail thing.
I wanted Predator, but with Black Panther.
But here's the thing, I'm thinking
didn't
like
want-
I didn't mind all that happening. For me, it was the way they shot it. Like it made it look very like cartoony. Like they're like he's jumping on the walls, like following him up the walls, and then back down doing the flip. Like it made it seem like unrealistic just because of the way they shot it. Like obviously it's unrealistic, but like if they had shot it in a different way, I feel like it would have been more believable.
Yeah, I can't believe that a man would run around in the cat suit on walls. That's totally fake.
Yeah, one can sit there and do
Ridiculous.
one can sit there and do a movie podcast, but I don't know if he can go run around walls and shit.
No, I agree. Like it's like whenever it's sort of you have to suspend your disbelief, but sometimes your mind can't like comprehend the camera movement.
Yeah.
You have to sort of imagine it being done like a normal camera, like on a rail or like doing something on like a boom arm or something.
You
right?
should be watching it happen, not following it as it's happening.
But when the camera is like flying around, like doing all this like fucking crazy shit, and like or like rotating while someone's like jumping on like it's like okay, I know that's not real. It's like that shot was CG.
Yeah.
And they did that in a computer. It's sort of it's hard to suspend your disbelief.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because you can see that Ryan Coogler is probably like, I want to try out all these like new. I got all this budget. I want to do all these cool shots.
On Creed, you had
Gonna
to
have so much
one
CG.
take, right?
Yeah,
Amazing one take. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm optimistic though.
Yeah.
I think it'll be
We'll
solid
see.
for sure. Like it doesn't look bad by any means.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think it looks bad either.
And love his character, so I can't wait.
Accent on point.
BP,
Yeah, sure.
not
It's
Boston
a
Pizza.
main country, but yeah.
Moving on, we got a little teaser trailer. Movie getting a lot of buzz. Margot Robbie, Allison Janney,
Oh.
I, Tonya is the movie. The story of Tonya Harding, disgraced
That's a little
ice skater.
harsh.
I'd say she's disgraced at this point.
She's got a movie coming out about her.
Well,
Probably not by her choice. No.
she's barred from competing in ice sporting, like ice skating events for the rest of her life. I'd say she's
What
disgraced
is she do,
Um,
really?
for like ordering a hit on a competitor, basically, for them to like break their legs
She wanted
so
to
she
win.
could win.
She
Big
wanted to
deal.
win.
We've all
Big deal. We've been there. We've
done
all been
things
there.
to win. How do you think I got on this show?
Yeah, Adam, what do you think of this trailer? What do you think of Margot Robbie, Allison Janney? Allison Janney's front runner for best supporting
Brief.
actor right now.
Brief teaser.
Very
Yeah,
brief.
it's a short tease for sure.
Extremely brief.
That being said, looks very good. I'm all the way in. Very stylish. I'm loving the cinematography. I think Margot Robbie's gonna be great. Looks like
Sebastian
the Jackie.
Stan, did you see his?
He's not in this, is he?
Yeah, I saw his like close
Snarl?
up of him like freaking the fuck out.
He
Yeah.
plays the
He-
boyfriend
He plays
or her
husband
accomplice?
or
You know, yeah.
boyfriend who's like abusive.
Yeah, looks great. Like I said, it looks like the Jackie of this year. I feel like Jackie had a lot of style that I didn't expect. A lot of like more of an interesting take on a true story. Female lead. I could see Margot Robbie being nominated.
Nice.
Looks good. I'm in.
Ty, what do you think?
I'm in. Firstly, I'm totally
Naturally,
in.
Sebastian
Do we think this is going to be like a comedy undercut to this? Like
Apparently.
the trailer had like a
Dark
bit of a
comedy?
yeah.
There was that quote that was like hilarious. I'm like,
Yeah. What?
yeah, right. Like I'm
I think it'll be fun.
excited by that. Like I really want this to be like a comedy, like not like comedy, but like have a strong comedy
Dark
undertone to
comedy.
it. Yeah.
The darkest.
As a, I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Don't tell anyone.
mm-hmm.
I am a former figure skater myself. So
Yes.
not sure if that surprised anyone with the cat mask on. But,
Doesn't surprise me.
But I'm very excited for this. This is actually shot really like I'm not sure how much skating she probably did. Probably not a whole lot.
I think she trained for this movie. Like
That
to
excites
ice
me
skate.
because it is very difficult,
Yeah.
and so if she can do if she like trained for this, that excites me even more.
I'm pretty sure she did. Like they tried to do as much in camera with her as possible.
That is very cool. Yeah, no, I'm in. She looks great in it. I want to know how close they keep it to the truth. because it's
Well, I did see a nightstick come out at one point, so
yeah.
there will be
I
some
saw
knee bashing and that's for sure.
bludgeoning, yeah.
I like to think of her as the Johnny McEnroe of figure skating. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tim, what do you think of this little tease? You in?
I am in.
You're in.
Yeah, I agree with everything that's been said. Looks good.
Sick.
I'm surprised by the hilarious quote at the end. I was like, this is a comedy, I guess.
I'm excited.
Hilarious.
Puts me off a little bit because I do not like comedies.
Yeah.
No,
Or
kidding.
horrors.
And I get that.
But yeah, it looks
Or
good.
horror.
She looks good. They didn't show anything of Allison Janney at all, I don't think, right?
She was in there for 1 second.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Allison, is it Janney or is it Janie?
Jane?
Have I seen her in anything?
Have I seen her
You
anything?
must have.
Wayne?
Yeah.
No, you've seen her in a couple of things.
Don't know the
For
name.
sure.
I might know the face.
You guys would recognize her.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she was an investigator in Gone Girl. So the lead person in Gone
Oh,
Girl.
her.
She's got that show right now with
Charismatic.
Anna Faris. Right
You're
now on
thinking
TV.
of someone else.
No, I'm thinking about no.
Isn't she playing her mother or something?
Yeah,
Anyways.
So fun.
she was in Spy too. That
Really?
was the most recent thing she was in. I think was Spy.
That's
Okay.
Allison Janney?
Yeah.
How old was her character? She's like in her 50s, right?
Yeah.
Was this figure skater 50? I'm confused now.
Margot Robbie's the figure
I'm
skater?
confused as fuck.
Yes, the
Allison
other person's
Janney's
also
the mother.
figure.
She plays Margot Robbie's
Oh,
mother.
okay.
Oh.
No, she's
I
not
assumed
playing
she
the other-
played the other
no.
figure skater.
No.
I'm like, that
no,
makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no.
She didn't have to worry
Her
about
mother.
it.
Okay.
Her like abusive.
So we didn't
mother.
see the other figure skater at
No.
all?
No.
Even remotely,
No.
though. Okay.
I don't think that it even matters who that is.
No.
Just would
Devastating for that figure skater.
What matters-
I don't even know who it is that gets, like, crippled.
It seems like it's almost besides the point.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
more
a
so
bit
about just the fact
funny.
that they were her competitor.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm back in.
Savage.
yeah, I think it looks good from what we've seen. I feel like it might have that kind of like Three Billboards vibe,
Ooh.
like funny but dark,
Mm.
and has a little bit of heart too.
Right, Ty? You can see that vibe.
Yeah, man.
Ty, you could see that,
I
right?
can give it a direct comparison because I
Definitely
saw
saw it.
3 billboards.
But yeah, I'm in.
With
I'm in
Nick
totally.
on the back.
Moving on, we got another trailer. We got 3 more trailers. This movie is produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. Do we even know who directed it? 12 Strong. The movie starring Chris
No.
Hemsworth.
Sorry, 12 Strong?
Yeah.
Is that the whole title?
12 Strong. The
12 Strong Men.
unclassified,
Declassified.
the declassified
Story of
story of
Nerd Survival
the
Guide.
American Horseman.
The
Soldier,
Horse Soldiers.
Horse Soldiers. It's a
I
mouthful.
assume
It's-
Michael Bay directed it?
Chris Hemsworth, Michael Shannon, Trevante Rhodes from Moonlight,
Is that was 50 Cent? in it?
William Fichtner.
he is in it.
Yeah, this movie, honestly, I was expecting schlock, but it looks half decent to me. I don't know, maybe it's the explosions.
There's a lot of
There's
explosions.
a lot of slow motion explosions.
Mm.
Adam, I see your lower jaw has fallen. Why is that?
Slack
Unable
jawed.
to pick it up.
Yes. I don't know
Why
what's
is that?
crazier. They've told me 50 cents in this. Seen the trailer? Are you guys kidding? Is 50 Cent in it?
No, Trevante Rhodes.
Ty has a tumor?
He looks a bit like 50 Cent. That's a.
Okay.
Oh man.
Moving on.
What do you think of this?
Looks terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
It's
Straight
like
out there.
Michael Bay's Wet Dream. Slow motion.
I mean,
Sparkly fire.
What's the song?
Horses.
No amount of Michael Shannon.
Jerry
can
Bruckheimer,
save
though.
this.
you're not in?
Who directed it? Do we know?
Nikolai Fulsig. It's his second movie. His first one has not come out yet. It's a 2017 sci-fi film.
What's it called?
Exafil?
Monkana?
Exafil?
He got
Okay.
green light to do a movie like this with Chris Hemsworth and Michael Shannon and all this shit when his first movie hasn't even come out yet.
Hard gun.
They,
Yeah, this is like
what-
Ghost directed by Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, what are they giving? Like, what are they giving him? Like, why did they give him this?
It's like they didn't have time to fully direct it, so they're just like,
Okay, you
here's
just
the script, direct
It's a
this.
real
come here. You
poltergeist.
stand here.
Yeah.
You wear the director's hat. Okay, here we go.
If
see
anyone
what this is.
asks, you
Yeah.
directed this movie.
Yeah.
I will agree with Adam.
Thank
Looks
you.
terrible.
Like shit, eh?
There's one shot
Looks like
specifically
shit,
where
right?
like it's so
Like
I don't.
shit.
It's not photoshopped because it's a moving picture, but
CG.
it's like everything is
Special
so
effects.
grayed out, and then Chris Hemsworth's eyes are like Jay's blue, like just
Yeah.
like. I'm like, no, sorry, this looks so heavily
Yeah, it
like
looks so digital.
edited
Yeah.
and digital.
Like,
Everything's been like retouched.
Yeah,
yeah, like color corrected.
it seems like
Yeah.
all the explosions took place in that one little battle, which I think it was pretty much that one little standoff.
Yeah.
Even Michael Shannon looks kind of odd as a soldier.
It looks like they had one small patch of land to
Yeah.
shoot on, and they had to make it look like a vast like desert.
It
They
was,
just
it was
shoot it-
actually a backlot.
Yeah.
They do the same shot but from like different angles and they reverse it and stuff. So it's like it's like a bunch of different explosions going off.
Yeah.
I'm out.
So looks like shit. Ty, you're in?
You should be from this history of this podcast.
5 bang? No, this is not like I was sitting here. I'm
Looks
sitting
great.
here watching this. I'm like, God, I hope the guys don't think this looks good because I'm just sitting here watching. Like, I have to say that I don't think it looks pretty good, and they're gonna like it, and I'm gonna look even stupider than I do now. And
What do you mean?
like, I'm out. This looks
You
bad.
look good.
Yeah, you look great, man.
Thanks, guys.
Some sweat on your.
Thank you. I've tried to itch my nose twice.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, sorry, man.
Yeah, no, this doesn't look good. This does not look good. And we know why now because the director has literally done nothing.
Great explosions, though.
Yeah.
The
Great.
explosions are large.
Some of the
Michael
best.
Bay level explosions.
Very bay.
Yeah.
Looks very bay.
B-A-E? Or B-A-Y?
B-A-Y.
Bay, Bay.
It seemed like there was some influence from Sicario, I noticed as well, just with some shots, like the silhouettes with like the sunset. I'm like,
Yeah,
somebody watched
you
Sicario.
tried.
Somebody watched Sicario.
Nikolai tried.
Moving on, we got a little documentary starring Jim Carrey called Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, about Jim Carrey playing Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yes.
You're
doing
going.
it.
You got to get it.
Was I right?
You're right.
Tim, what do you think of this? Are you in? Are you excited? Are you into it? What do you think?
Well,
what do you think there?
Tie
Tim?
into the 12 Strong. This is recently declassified
Yeah.
behind the
right,
scenes footage.
right.
I'm in actually. When we first booted up the trailer, I was like, "Don't give a shit." Have not seen Man on the Moon. Heard it's very fine. But this movie looks outrageous. The amount of like how method he went with it is insane.
I love that shit.
I feel like I would probably want to see some stuff specifically about the real Andy Kaufman first to
Yeah,
get an
me
idea of like I've seen like a few things from him, but like nothing major. So I kind of want to see like a little bit more about him, so I get a vibe of like who he was. But Adam was saying, and I've heard it too, a lot of comedians always equate to Andy Kaufman being like amazing and like groundbreaking and
Comedians.
huge influence on them and stuff. So I'm intrigued. And Jim Carrey seems like he interviews well during this. His little like floating head part looks very well done.
Last time was good.
Last line was good.
Deep.
I liked it.
I'm in.
Not gonna
Adam,
lie.
what do you think of this?
Well, as you guys may or may not know, I'm fascinated by method acting.
Yes.
You are, yeah.
This movie is my dream to see someone method acting.
Behind the scenes of method acting.
I find whenever an actor goes method, it's always protected. Like you never see
Yeah.
them like in character. This is my dream. I want to see Jim Carrey and all the like mishaps. Like I've heard this. Obviously, this movie played at TIFF. I've heard that the cast members got very fed up with him, like toward the end of the movie.
For sure.
See some Danny DeVito rage. He kind of alluded to it. He gives him a look in the trailer. I'm very fascinated. I'd love to see how like he, like, do you believe that he like lost his mind for real? Do you believe that he was kind of just like putting it on? There's that debate. People are saying, is he still kind of like
Did he lose his
trolling?
mind then and never
Get it back? Yeah. People are like literally arguing because of his red carpet antics nowadays that like this movie he still hasn't come back. Or is he like
Was he a
playing
changed
a
man?
trick on everyone and
Right.
he's like fine?
Has the ghost of Andy Kaufman possessed him?
Maybe. Hey,
Find
It's a
out.
big theory.
It's Halloween. Who knows?
it's
Yeah.
spooky.
I'm intrigued. I think it's very interesting to see these behind the scenes sort of things, especially like method. To see him like asking for like another take in like this Andy Kaufman voice.
Yeah.
Just,
We need another take.
Yeah.
Again.
I don't know.
Amen.
It kind of cracks me up to just see him just go off the rails behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I love it. Ty, what do you
Ty,
think?
you're in.
I'm in. Like I'm like huge Jim Carrey fan. This is like one of the few movies of his that I haven't seen.
Me neither. I haven't seen it. I should have said that.
Yeah, like I don't know anything about Andy Kaufman.
I haven't seen him till this trailer.
Yeah, like I've seen that picture of Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman, like in like the spotlight.
The poster.
Yeah, like that's really
That's
like
the closest I've been to seeing Andy Kaufman.
yeah, that's all I've seen. I saw some clips of him in the trailer, but I'm very excited for this. Huge Jim Carrey fan. I love his process. I love how he goes in with his characters,
his lifestyle.
his lifestyle,
Love
everything
him.
everything about him. Especially right now, how he's just become like he's kind of circled back around. He hasn't done a huge project in a while, but he's kind of come like back
Everyone
around.
loves his like process. Tommy
Yeah.
Lee Jones.
He's great. He's actually got an art documentary coming out right now. It's great.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing well. So I'm in. This is like watching this. This is a preemptive 5 for me.
Shit.
Yeah,
Documentary.
yeah.
Preemptive 5.
It'd be my first.
I do
Wow.
not like documentaries. That is something that people.
But you need that hook though. You need wherever that documentary is. It's got to be something that's important to you. And this is it.
I'm in.
This is it for me.
Well, moving on, we got another film trailer to
Film,
discuss. Louis C.K.
right?
is directing a film called "I Love You, Daddy," starring himself, co-starring
Chloe
Hit
Grace
Girl,
Moretz.
Chloe
Grace
Grace,
Moretz.
Grace Moretz,
Hit girl.
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich,
Oh.
Charlie
um,
Day.
Charlie Day, Rose
Scott-
Byrne.
Is that wig
Rose
too?
Byrne.
Is that getting to your head there?
Something Falco.
Edie
Girl from
Falco?
North- Yeah, Edie Falco's in it.
I am fucking nailing this right now.
Yeah, I saw this trailer. I think this movie is going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm so in. It seems like a Woody Allen movie.
Woody Allen.
For more than one reason.
Oh, I just got that.
Got him.
Oh, no.
Implied pedophilia, I believe.
Oh,
That's
no.
what he's
Yeah.
Getting at.
Just John Malkovich looks pretty funny. I don't know.
When he just fucking turns around and it's John Malkovich.
The Malkovich
Best part of the
movie.
trailer, I think.
He has like one line
yeah.
in this trailer.
Yeah.
Minor what?
Minor
What?
Yeah. I love Louis C.K.'s sense of humor. I think it's twisted, but I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. Maybe it's the black and white. I don't know. It gives it more of like a
It's a weird vibe.
elevated
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
It's obviously like the font and stuff looks like a 50s movie, and it kind of feels like a 50s movie, like costume wise, but
The score.
with like 2017 sensibilities.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting to see those play off each other. I agree. I'm in. Looks hilarious. Louis C.K. is hilarious.
Genius.
Comedic genius.
This is his first film that he's directed, I think.
No, he did Pootie Tang.
That is not a joke.
Back
I
in like,
remember that.
back in like 2001 or
Wow.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
He directs his own show.
Yes, I know he directs Louis.
Yeah.
I'm in. Looks great.
I think he also did Lucky. He wrote Lucky Louie as well. And that was out.
What is that?
His other TV show.
His other TV show before Louie.
It's more of like a standard
Sitcom.
Didn't even know it existed.
It's like he lives in apartments, building, and it's just
The Mechanic, I think.
it's mechanic.
Yeah, something like that. He's like
One or two
he's like an
seasons.
average Joe.
Oh,
Ty,
It was
what
good.
do you think of this trailer though?
I love this trailer. I think you're definitely right. It's like classic. Like we're watching Louis C.K. and we're waiting for like the actual Louis C.K. to come out, and it's but like everything we're watching is just like again elevated. Like it's all black and white. It looks classy as hell, but it's still fucking Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I think it's just so like ironically perfect. I'm very excited for this movie. John Malkovich looks hilarious in this. Like he hasn't done anything in the trailer, and he just
Perfectly
looks
cast.
yeah, he just
in my
looks
opinion.
hilarious.
Oh,
Charlie Day, I think, is gonna have some good one-liners to him. Like, I think he's gonna be
Ralph.
Ralph. His character is Ralph.
Shut up, Ralph.
I think he's not gonna be much in the movie, but I think he's gonna have some good one-liners. But Louis C.K. looks great in it. This looks hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Adam, what do you think?
Looks amazing. Louis is one of my favorite comics.
Yeah.
This is like, I know, a passion project. It was a secret movie, apparently.
You like shot it in secret.
Yeah, very secret process of making it. It did play somewhere.
At TIFF, well, we could have got
TIFF?
tickets. Yeah.
What?
I didn't
Really?
know that.
No way.
Oh, even that was a secret.
Apparently, it is offside, to say the least.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, apparently it's very dark. He says it tackles some ruthless stuff.
Subjects.
Classic movie.
Couldn't be more in.
Classic.
In fact,
Say it. Say it.
Could be a
there's,
5.
well, yes, but I was gonna say it's not a funny subject. He is getting some sexual harassment heat right now, Harvey Weinstein style. Yeah, and they're kind of using this movie like, oh, look how like offside this movie is.
Look how natural he is in this role.
Right. Like very cringily drawing the comparisons of this movie to his real life allegations. So that's how dark it is my point.
But you're in.
But I'm in. Love Louis.
All
The
right.
Woody Allen parallels are all there.
For sure.
Oh, God.
In front of him. Behind the camera.
Oh.
Well, I think that'll do it for
buddy.
episode 118, our Halloween special. Tim, where
Yeah.
can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at UpRealLate. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim and on Instagram at
Take over.
SteveCraftPundit.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Up Real Late Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Up Real Cat.
You can find me on Twitter at Franny25 and on Instagram and Letterboxd at
Scott.
Adam. Jason Momoa.
You can find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comment section if you want to join our discussion. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, keep it real.